It ain't pretty, but it tastes great. And we're talking about Lizz's Ugly Bakery. It's Rob and Liz on His Radio. What is the treat today?
Ooh, this treat is perfect for fall festivities. This is a push pop. I'm calling it a fun fall push pop. And you know the push pops that you got from the ice cream man when you were little, and they were like
a long time ago.
Yeah, they were like orange sherbets. I think they still sell them. I see them from time to time.
I haven't been to an ice cream truck in ages.
No, but you'll see them like when you go into a convenience store or grocery store, they still have them.
Okay.
So it's the same little plastic container that holds this, but it's icing, and then it's cake, and then it's pudding, and then it's cake.
Oh, my word.
And then it's icing. And then it's like little sprinkles that you might want to put on top just to make it pretty. And so I put some little orange glitter.
It
edible.
looks like you spent a lot of time on this.
You know, it's not so bad. I mean, that's the thing. I made the cake a day early because when you make cakes like this and you're going to create, you really need to let them chill as long as possible. And so...
good advice for people.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the tips that are in the blog about chilling the cakes and all that good stuff.
I just meant just take a day and chill anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because we all need
a
to
little chill, yeah,
a
right?
little bit. But let me pass these out. Here we go. There's yours.
Oh, nice. Look at that. It's so colorful.
It is very colorful. Yeah.
I'm colorblind, and you can tell there's some color to it.
So it's like, I wanted like a candy corn effect, but I did keep the yellow out of it. But it's very fall, and it'll be fun for the kids because you use the little container, the push pop container, to cut circles out of the cake, and then it just stays in there, and that's your bottom layer if you want it to be.
Okay.
You can put icing on.
So we're going to go ahead and go through the round of tasting this for you, so you know exactly how this tastes in Liz's Ugly Bakery. We turn to our producers, Ian and TJ. TJ, by the way, if you're new to the family of His Radio and His Morning Crew, TJ usually isn't into any of this stuff.
Sorry,
we always wonder if he's going to like it.
Oh my goodness. I know. I was watching Ian. Ian just went straight for it. Yeah?
Okay, let's hear it, Ian.
I really like it. It's definitely a fascinating way to eat a cake. And when you said it was going to be a push-up, never has anything met my expectations so perfectly. It looks exactly how I thought it was going to look. Very creative. Love the cream cheese icing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very, very solid cake.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, TJ. Will he like it this week? We'll find out.
Well,
yeah.
This looks promising.
It ain't bad. I mean, it's pretty.
It's pretty. It ain't bad. How about the? Never mind.
What do you think, Rob?
Here's one thing I like. I can push this thing up.
Yeah.
And if I want to retract, it goes back in perfectly. It's amazing on how you did this. That part is awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. And don't forget the pudding. Nobody said anything about. Honestly, the pudding is instant, but the cake is homemade.
The cake is really good.
Is it?
I got to watch myself because I'm trying to stay away from sugar.
Right.
Okay. The pudding's amazing.
Oh, fun to eat.
Yeah, I just now got to the pudding. It's really good.
It got all over me.
Well, it is going to be a messy treat. Sorry.
I say,
but the kids are going to love it.
you need a JD Power Award.
Woohoo!
On this one. This is good.
It's good. And
really
it's so
good.
Cute. And the kids, honestly, the recipe is there if you want to make them over the next couple of days. It's right there on our His Radio page, the Rob and Liz page, because the kids are going to love to not only make them, but eat them.
This will be a great, especially for today, since a lot of people are stuck inside, right?
Yeah, virtual learning at home, you learn a new recipe. There you go. Boom.
It's all online. HisRadio.com.
His Morning Crew.
You know what else you could do today while you're listening on the app to pass the time? Kids are at home, possibly from doing school, but you could play some board games.
Well, at least there's that.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you done that during the pandemic?
We've done it maybe once or twice, but not enough. Sadly, there's too many games that are on the devices.
That is true.
You know?
That is true. But I think a lot of people are going old school because Hasbro, they make a ton of games. They have said that their business is really booming. And we're going old school because people want to play Monopoly. That's like the biggest seller right now.
Well, that's nice.
And people that started back in March still playing that very same game, I'm sure.
Yeah. Still on the same game, going around and boardwalk and
Park Place and all that, yeah.
Dump all that dime because the hotel's on that. Thank you for getting me bankrupt so early in this game. I'm not a Monopoly fan because of that. I'm way too competitive.
Oh, do you flip the board when you get
I want to, but I'm old enough to reserve myself.
You want to flip the board. I have never flipped a board. I do have a member of my family that does. I won't call their name, but
it's either Luke, Hayden, or Joey.
Or Taylor. I mean, it could have been Taylor.
Oh, your daughter. See, I didn't even put her in the mix. She's so calm and reserved. She flips the board?
No, I'm not saying she did it. No.
You said I didn't mention the one.
I didn't mention Taylor,
because she's the one who does it, huh?
She's not. I'm not going to say because now
it's Liz.
Oh, it's not me.
It's Liz.
No, I laugh. I don't get so upset. I'm competitive, but not so much during Monopoly. But I don't know. What board games are you playing? We have chosen, it's not really a board game, it's a card game, but Phase 10? Have you played that one?
No.
It's fun. I like Phase 10. It's kind of like Skip-Bo or Uno.
I know Uno.
Okay, so it's
Uno's my jam.
Okay.
I could throw you down on Uno.
Let's play.
I'm telling you.
Because I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at Uno.
Oh, no.
But I
know how to stack the cards.
Oh, well, if you're stacking cards, I can't.
That's just the way it's done.
He's not flipping boards. He's stacking
cards. How about
cards.
Board games for you?
Yeah.
At 800-447-7234.
Rob and Liz.
His Morning Crew.
Trying to keep our mind off the storm that is coming through hard to when there is wind and rain all over the place. The good news is if you're affected by this storm by this afternoon, it's going to be sunshining again.
Oh, it's going to be gone.
I know, but yet this morning it's just so bad. Kids are home from school. They're doing a lot of stuff virtually today. As long as you have power, thousands without power right now.
I was thinking about that. When the power goes out, they can't do anything virtually.
So crazy. It's Rob and Liz, His Morning Crew on His Radio. Started us thinking about board games because when you don't have power and if the cell tower's not working, and then you're like, what do we do now? Grab out the board games and put on a candle.
I know. I think it sounds like a lot of fun. Elizabeth is one of those. She said they have the original Monopoly, but they also have an Avengers Monopoly game. I haven't seen that one. We have a Star Wars version.
Oh, there's all these themes.
Yeah.
That they have for Monopoly.
I think there's a Baby Yoda version.
Oh, no. Come on, please.
Yeah,
no.
I'm just telling you. It's going to happen.
They are so marketing that Mandalorian thing.
Well, yeah. I
sorry.
love it. Mindy said, my husband won't play Yahtzee, even though that's their favorite game, but says he hasn't won since the pandemic started, so he's just refusing to play. She said, it's kind of funny. I never usually win, but since the pandemic, 2020 is her year.
Hey, I feel for your husband, Mindy. Lots of love for you, man. Just go in the man cave and just,
let her win.
Yeah, let her win. Ricky's along with us at 800-447-7234. What's going on there, Ricky? What are you thinking about with these games?
You said something about Uno, and I don't know if you guys have tried Uno Flip. You play it the same way you play Uno, but on one side there are light-colored around the edges cards, but on the back there's another set of Uno cards on the back side. So when somebody plays a flip card, you have to flip your cards over and play with the other side of the cards. So it's a crazy Uno game because you can look at it and you think, I got a great hand, and then they flip it over and you lose your great hand. You got whatever it is on the other side.
So the game can change at any point.
Oh, yeah. You can have great strategy and all of a sudden it gets blown up.
Now you can't stack the cards anymore.
Rob and Liz.
His Morning Crew.
It's been something through parts of the Carolinas and Georgia this morning. It's Rob and Liz, His Morning Crew. As a matter of fact, thousands are without power. Mm-hmm. And we're feeling some of the effects of that at His Radio because we heard on 89.3 on the mountain of Paris Mountain. That power is out. They're saying 65-mile-an-hour winds on Paris Mountain alone.
Oh, my.
Can you imagine?
That's rough, and especially coming down that mountain or going up. I mean, you're going to feel it, Yeah, you're going to feel it. Be
so,
careful.
Thank you for listening to us on the app and online at hisradio.com. We'll keep the encouragement going for you, especially when you think about if the power's out and if the cell phone ain't working too well, then you got the board games you can go to.
Yeah, because the kids at some point today may say, I'm so bored.
Yo, they will.
All right, so you tell them that Mary Ann is texting in about a Monopoly game. We heard there's an Avengers. I have a Star Wars version. She says there's a Mayberry version.
No way. Andy
Monopoly.
Griffith? Yeah. Really?
Do you get the squad car?
Do you get the bullet in Barney's pocket?
Citizens Arrest. Citizens Arrest. I love that.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then Mimi said, first of all, she plays Harry Potter Clue. I've never seen that, but I used to like the Clue game. Is it Colonel Mustard in the library or something like that?
I don't know who did it.
Yeah, well,
I haven't played the game.
Yeah, I just haven't played in so long I can't remember the characters' names. But and then she weighed in on Phase 10, and she says it's nothing like Skip-Bo or Uno.
What's Phase 10?
So that's that, because I think it's like Uno or Skip-Bo, just because probably it's a card
I don't even know what
game.
Skip-Bo is. I know
What
Uno.
Skip-Bo is?
No, I've never played it.
Okay, I think Mimi will concur with this one that Uno and Skip-Bo are very close to each other. But Phase 10, it's hard to explain because you can be on 10 different levels. If you have 4 players, everybody can be on a different level at the same time.
Hey.
That is hilarious to see the look on your face right now.
10 levels in a card game. I'm out, man. No.
No, listen, once you play around, you totally get it. But at first, it's like, do what now? You're on Phase 3 and I'm on Phase 1. What?
And there's 10 phases?
There's
and then
10 phases.
All at the same time?
All at the same time. And whoever gets to Phase 10 and wins it, then wins.
You're using every area of your brain capacity.
You are.
I'm not.
I love it.
I'm out. Forget it. I can't even get to Phase -3.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Dangerous driving down some of these roads. Some trees are coming down in different places. We heard in Half Mile Lake that there was a tree that was down where?
Yeah, on Half Mile Way.
Half Mile Way?
Yeah.
That's one of the subdivisions in Greenville,
Right.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
So definitely thinking about everybody who's in the path of this thing. Wow. By this afternoon, it's like it never happened.
Be all gone.
I know. It just goes, poof,
And
blows through.
Yeah, cold weekend coming in.
Sounds like somebody's looking forward to putting on a fireplace.
Yeah.
It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio, and this got us thinking about playing games with the family if the power's out, you know?
Yeah, and Mindy texted and said, my husband won't play Yahtzee, which is their favorite game because he hasn't won since the pandemic started. It's a game of chance, that's all. I have a blast, win or lose, but she thinks it's funny that he hasn't won.
Yeah.
But then I got a text from her husband, Mike, and he said, you know what? This is Mindy the Yahtzee Queen's husband. She's not really telling the entire story.
Okay. So here's the thing. I saw the texts. Okay. I have Mindy on the line. Hey, Mindy, is your husband with you?
No, he is somewhere else.
Okay. You know what?
I think he's at Lowe's, actually.
Okay, well, you know what? Just hang in there because we're calling him. So here we go.
This is awesome.
Okay.
Hello?
Mike.
Yes.
It's Rob, Liz, and your wife, Mindy.
Oh, you got her there, too.
Oh, you know it. Okay, so look, you're going to have to share now. We know Mindy's side of the story.
Yeah, well, that's one side.
Well, what is your side, Mike? Tell us. Set the record straight.
These are the facts. I used to beat her all the time. Starting this pandemic, no matter what, we get there and play. We play the whole card, so all the games that are on the card. We'll come down to where she'll need, I'll have like all Yahtzees, everything filled in, all the large straights. She'll have 11 rolls left and won't have any of them, and get every single one and beat me by 3 points. She'll go and roll a 1 and a 5 and need a large straight, and I'll stand there and look at her like, why? And then she'll roll a 2, 3, 4. And she'll win. Or she'll ask my advice on how to play one thing, and I'll say, well, don't do that, do this. And she'll get it every single time. And it's frustrating. I mean, it's a fun game, but come on.
What's your secret, Mindy? What are you doing?
I have no idea. It is totally God intervening. That's all that is.
But God doesn't love you more than he loves Mike.
Oh, I think he does.
Thinks
I think he does.
I just think she's better than you, Mike.
honestly, if you would sit down and watch this game and watch, I have to add up her score for her. And sometimes she doesn't add right. I think I won, and then when I go re-add, no, she won. That's not fair.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
Simone is a social media influencer who evidently is an animal lover as well. So she's been posting all over social media, like we do, of our kids and our pets all the time. She posted that she has a Springer Spaniel, but she also has a pig named Milo.
A pig.
A pig.
A Springer Spaniel and a pig.
Yeah.
Quite the homestead.
Yeah, and it's not like a potbelly pig that, was very trendy there for a while, maybe a decade ago. They probably weigh 30, 40 pounds, something like that. No. Milo weighs 80 kilograms. Have any idea? I know. So that's what it said and I knew that was big. 176 pounds.
That's a big pig.
And it lives in her home. She just bought a brand new home like a couple of years ago. And then that's when she got these pets. I don't know what made her go to get a pig. Springer Spaniel, I kind of get that. But she says he does sleep outside, like in a garden or something at night.
Okay.
But she brings him in all day long, and he takes little cat naps on the couch.
On the couch.
But she says he's completely potty trained.
Well, good.
And
I'm glad he's potty trained.
And he likes to snuggle. I'm like, how do you snuggle with a 176-pound pig? How does that happen?
She's found a way, evidently.
Evidently.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Emily is just incredibly hungry. And I don't know if you ever have you have this earning and you want to just go eat a certain type of food. There's this craving that's going on. Emily has a craving for Thai food.
Okay.
And so she goes to a Thai food restaurant and the place is packed.
Yeah.
She's like, whoa, this place is good. So she sits down. She has her mask on. She's just waiting and waiting and waiting. It's like, where's the waiter? Mm-hmm. Is there any waitress that's here? Then she realizes there's only one person working. And the person who's working is the cook. And the cook is trying to do everybody's job. Get the. So you know what she did?
What?
She got up. She started taking orders to help the cook. And then somebody else is like, well, let me help too. And so they got up and they started filling a role. And then people were washing dishes and everything else to help out this cook that was in this restaurant all by himself.
Can you imagine that cook being like, what do you do? Oh, you're helping me?
It's like the tears are going to start coming,
Exactly.
The guy gets help like that from people he doesn't even know.
I don't know in my life that I've ever seen anything like that happen, where people just kind of jumped in and started filling those roles, like you say.
Yeah.
Have you seen that before?
Oh, I've done that before.
Right.
Several times.
But I mean, I've seen it like at church and that kind of thing, but in a restaurant where you would go into, I've never seen.
Someone just jump into action?
Yeah.
Some people just have it in them.
Yeah.
Or it's like, oh, I've got to do something, so let me be a part of the solution.
That's
and help
really
this
cool.
person who's just here all by themselves.
Who's just honestly drowning, at work like that. I wonder what they were thinking and why nobody else was there.
So instead of getting irritated going, no, I'm just going to go off to another restaurant. They're ignoring me. They're like, they looked around, they went, oh, he's all by himself trying to do all of this. He still needs to make a living.
Yeah.
So let me just pitch in.
I can help.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
She is a vet. It's First Lieutenant Vivian, and she goes by Millie. I like that.
I do.
Millie Bailey. She is a veteran. She has served our country so well, and she thought, I have a bucket list at hand. And since George H.W. Bush did this when he turned 75, 80, 85, and 90, by golly, I'm going to do the same thing too.
Yeah.
It's never too late, so she decided to skydive at 102 years old.
102. I mean, she is super active. Like, she's got her little walker just to help her, get from where she was sitting in the hangar to the airplane.
Listen, when you're 102, no shame.
Right. Do what you got to do to make it happen. But yeah, she gets out there and she skydived, tandem. I don't know, grammatical.
Works
Grammar
for me.
is okay. But anyway, she jumps out. She's tandem. Looks like she's having the time of her life. And bucket list, check.
Boom. Just like that. She's going to go up every weekend now.
I don't know about that.
That would be pretty awesome.
I think it's one and done.
It's one and done, and
so.
she did it, and amazing.
Yeah, I love this. And I love that I remember seeing George H.W. Bush. You know, I don't remember that he did it that many times, but he evidently enjoyed it every 5 years.
Every 5 years, he did it.
Yeah, I'm going to do it again. Maybe she'll do that. At 107, that's her next trip.
You know what? Yeah. And maybe she'll work so hard she won't even need that walker.
There you go.
She take that walker like Yoda, throw it off to the side, and do some skydiving.
Love it.
His morning crew.
I don't know if this has happened where you are, but we're seeing the power flicker all over the place.
Yeah, a little bit on and off. It was dark in here a minute ago.
Yeah, thankfully we have a generator where we are, so it keeps the essentials going, you know, but it doesn't keep our lights on.
No.
We were in the dark like 3 different times. We're like, oh,
what's
look at
happening?
this.
I thought it was just the atmosphere for Lizz's Ugly Bakery, but I don't think so. I don't think that's what it was.
It's some mood lighting.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, it's something else. The storms that are coming through. A lot of the area is just something else. I mean, so it's so serious, especially when it comes to parts way inland in South Carolina and North Carolina, that schools are saying, don't even come in today. They're going to do everything virtual.
Right.
As long as the power stays on.
Yeah, I started getting those like breaking news reports yesterday that this county and that county and this place.
Something else, you
we're
know?
going to stay home. But, you know, I like the fact that they made that call early. So we didn't have to worry as parents.
Well, it's going to be squalls. I mean, it's going to be really windy. Nothing like, see, listen, I used to live in Florida. I know what hurricanes are like.
Sure.
So it's nothing like a full-on throttle hurricane.
No.
But still, when you're talking 40, 50 mile an hour winds and a lot of rain that goes along with that.
Yeah, and a lot of times, you know how like when we get an inch or two of snow in this area, that we don't know how to drive in it, especially our kids don't know how to drive in it.
I didn't get any bread and milk for this event.
You may not need it because it should be gone by later today.
Wrong?
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
Seems like metal detectors are a thing.
Yeah, I think maybe during the pandemic, we've all found new hobbies, and a couple of people have found the metal detector.
Yeah, there's one guy who has his metal detector out. He's in Maine, and so he's like, okay, I'm bored. Let me do something. He's from North Carolina, so he's on a vacation.
Yeah.
Brings his metal detector on vacation. How cool is that?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the thing starts beeping. And so he digs just a little bit in the dirt and pulls out a coin that's pretty old. Turns out this coin goes back to 1798. That's 222 years old.
Wow.
A coin.
So he had to have found a museum or a queen enthusiast who knew that kind of information because obviously none of us were around then.
Well, yeah. I wasn't around in that, even though some people try to tell me that I was. He didn't just find that, but he got a 75 caliber British musket ball that was in the same area. Yeah, and he really, a full wagon wheel.
What?
Yeah, covered wagon, full wagon wheel, and an 1818 penny on top of that.
How long was he out? Where he was with his metal detector? And wait, a wagon wheel, how did a metal detector find that?
There's metal.
In a wagon wheel?
Why not?
Well, I mean, an old covered wagon wheel.
Yeah.
I thought they were complete wood. Maybe he
could
just
be.
Walked up on it. Oh,
It tripped over and went, what's this?
That's what I was thinking. Huh. This guy, he will never go anywhere on vacation other than Maine
He's
again.
bringing that thing everywhere.
Yeah.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Here's something fun we can think about. I had a Barbie dream house when I was little. I loved playing with Barbies, and Barbie Dream House was one of my favorite things in the world. They are now taking the gingerbread cookie concept, gingerbread cookie house, and the Barbie Dream House, and smushing those two things together so you can make kind of a Barbie dream house out of gingerbread.
Oh, so just in time for Christmas.
Yes.
So it's got to be pink and whatever girly colors there are.
Well, the great thing is they do kind of give you a template of what you could follow to make it like the one that they made. But, you know, when you get home and it's your imagination and your kids want to do whatever to it, just let them do it. It's going to be so much fun. But they give you the icing. You have the pre-baked cookies. They give jellies and flowers and little candies and sprinkles and all kinds of things that you can.
I think I would make a workshop out of one.
Would you like
Gingerbread workshop.
Well, you couldn't use
big
the
screen
icing.
TV.
Oh, so a man cave.
A Bose speakers.
Yeah, you might need to find the G.I. Joe version of the Dream House.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're onto something.
Maybe they should do that.
You got the Barbie.
They?
We should have the G.I. Joe.
You should.
Full package for every home.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
Can I tell you a story about that they could make a movie out of? I can see this like a Nicholas Sparks kind of a movie.
It really is this one couple that met in a very unique way.
Yeah. They were both patients because they had both been diagnosed with lymphoma, and they're from Buenos Aires in Argentina, and they had been in the hospital, the same hospital they were being treated, but they didn't actually meet in the hospital. They went to a group chat of all patients. And so that's where I guess a third party kind of hooked them up,
Well, they started talking back and forth, and it turns out that in this group chat, they're the only two that would talk, and then they started talking to each other. And then they started meeting up, getting the cancer treatments and the chemo together. So here they all are, bald because of the chemo, holding hands because of the chemo, and now 3 years later, they're an item.
Isn't that great?
That's how God brought these two together.
And they go on like their social media and they're talking about how they never thought that going through something like this, through lymphoma, especially at their young ages, could have brought some of the best days of their life. And that's exactly what happened. They fell in love.
Oh, and by the way, here's the best thing. They are both cancer-free.
Yes, they are.
Isn't that great?
It is amazing to see God work.
It is.
It really is.
Certainly is. And we continue to pray for that couple. Maybe he'll get down on one knee one day and say, "Will you marry me?"
I think it's going to happen.
His morning crew.
Amazing. We've had lights flickering where we are all morning long.
All morning. And we're like, oh, here we go again.
I know. So we're on a generator where we are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of giving you a peek behind the curtain, but you get it because of the power outages and the water and the wind and the rain and all these tropical storm watches and warnings and everything that's going on.
Right.
I'm really feeling for people driving along with you right now.
Oh, my goodness. Be safe for
my
sure. Take
word.
it easy.
I know you're being safe and two hands on the wheel and all that other stuff, and you're paying attention, but the people around you...
That's the thing. You got to watch out for them as well.
It's crazy because if I talk about to my kids, be careful. What do you think? I don't know how to drive? I'm like, no. I have all the trust in the world with you.
Sure.
It's the people that are around you that might make us very, I almost said stupid. I'm not going to say stupid because some people don't like it when you say stupid. So I was going to say stupid people around you.
Yeah,
but
unsafe.
people who are not really thinking too well.
Yeah, or they might be distracted by certain things and not paying attention. That's what I tell my kids all the time. I'm like, you can be the safest person, safest driver in the world, but somebody next to you really kind of isn't.
The wind is just crazy right now. I'm looking at some of the traffic cams, and they're just blowing all over the place.
Yeah.
The cameras aren't stable. I'm like, stay on the poles, please.
Please,
Don't fly away on us.
Oh, that would be bad.
I know. So we'll keep the encouragement going for you. I know there's some power outages. There are a lot all over the place. So if you can't get power to your radio, or if you're getting static on your radio, we're right here on the app for you as well at hisradio.com. So hang in there. If you need prayer, our prayer line's always open too at 866-987-7729.